So with a few friends of mine who are programmers who work with AI on a daily basis, we've reached one interesting conclusion that I want to share with you when it comes to understanding who will be replaced by AI and who will not be replaced by AI. So the way we see this is that in every single market, in every single industry, there is a pyramid, which is basically a hierarchy that represents the quality of the products and services offered within that market or industry. So for example, if we're thinking about the web design market, and this is the pyramid that represents all of the products and services that you can find within this market, at the top of the hierarchy, you're gonna have the best possible websites that you can get. And then at the bottom of the hierarchy, you're gonna find the worst possible websites, okay? And you can find this pyramid in every single market, okay? If we're talking about cameras, for example, same thing. At the top of the market, you have the highest quality of cameras, and then at the bottom, the worst. In fact, I would say that this pyramid goes even lower because there is a part of the market here that's basically out of range. These are the products and services that are so bad that literally no one buys, okay? These are the things that generate $0 and basically the businesses or people that eventually go bankrupt and they disappear from the market. So the effective range within any market falls here, right, within this pyramid. Now, one thing that's very important for you to understand right now that I have to explain so that all the things that I'm about to explain in this video will make sense is that the quality of the products and services offered within a market, it is the causation of the quality of the people behind those products and services, because it's all about inputs and outputs. The quality of the input determines the quality of the output. So if you have high quality inputs, you're gonna have high quality outputs. So if you have the best web designers in the world, you're gonna be able to produce the best websites in the world. And if you have really bad web designers, then you're either gonna get pretty mediocre websites or just horrendous, horrible websites. Now, when AI comes to the equation and starts to take part of the market and is about to be introduced into this pyramid that I'm describing, right? Because you can find this pyramid in every single market. What a lot of people think is that what's going to happen with AI is that it's going to be positioned right here at the top. AI is going to create a complete new pyramid, and everything below AI is going to become completely obsolete, because according to many people, AI is just going to do everything better than us. That's what a lot of people think. But the argument that me and my friends make, and the conclusion that we have reached, is that AI will come right here in the middle of the pyramid. And what's going to do is that the people in the bottom half are going to be completely wiped out. So in a way, AI is moving the effective range of the whole pyramid. It's creating a new minimum standard of quality. But those who are at the top will go even higher, because now they will have new and better tools to their disposal that will allow them to produce things that were not even possible to do before, right? Because that's what a lot of people don't take into account. What will be possible once you get high quality people, those high quality inputs, and you add the extra of even having higher quality tools like AI. And this will create a whole new level of high quality outputs that we cannot even imagine right now. And to explain why this is completely feasible and this is probably what's going to happen, and I'm very convinced of this, we can just look at the past on what happened, for example, with the Industrial Revolution and machines and factories, automation, and much more. So for example, a few centuries ago, before we had machines and all of that stuff, if you wanted to buy a knife, what you had to do probably is to find a blacksmith. I don't know if blacksmiths actually make knives or not, but just go with me on this one. Okay, you had to find one. Same thing, you have your pyramid within that market with all the different tiers, right? You have the top tier, middle tier, and bottom tier. So you had to go out there and decide who you're going to buy from, right? Are you going to buy from the guys at the top, who are the ones that have the best skills, the best techniques, the best materials? And also, this is something that not a lot of people talk about, but these very often are the ones that care the most, because very often the people who produce the best quality results, the best products, the best services are the ones who care the most. These guys really cared about creating really good knives that their customers would really enjoy, and they would have an amazing experience using their knives. Very often what I've seen is that the people who produce the worst quality products and services are the ones that just do not care, right? They don't care about you, they just want to make some quick money and that's it. But then eventually the Industrial Revolution came along and we started to use factories, machines, we automated almost all of the processes, and this was introduced to the equation, to the pyramid. But this did not wipe out every single knife maker out there. What happened is that it went straight into the middle. These guys at the bottom were completely wiped out, okay? These guys did not embrace the technology, they did not even try, and they just disappeared. Then the guys in the middle, they had to make a choice. Do we actually start caring a little bit more? We embrace the technology, we improve our skills, the techniques, the processes that we're using so that we can survive and go up, or do we just give up enjoying these guys at the bottom. So this is what happened for some of them. And now basically you have two tiers right here. You have basically the factory knives, but then at the top, what you were able to do is that the people who really cared about knife making, they started to use all of these tools and all of these machines, all the new technologies to make knives that were not even possible to do before, knives that were so good that you could not even imagine. And these guys, not only did they survive, but they started thriving even more. And nowadays, I don't know if you know about this, but handmade knives, handcrafted knives is actually quite a big market because some people really, really enjoy having high quality knives at home, more people than you would think. And these guys are making quite a good living. So even though factory knives are good for most of people, these super high-end tier knives, they still have a lot of demand. And in the same way that this happened in the past with people who made knives, and it happened with so many other industries and things that supposedly the Industrial Revolution completely changed, well, the same thing is going to happen with AI in almost every single profession, whether it's doctors, lawyers, web designers, copywriters, it doesn't matter. Almost every single thing will go through this exact same process. For example, think about doctors, since you've probably already seen these articles that came out about how AI was incredibly good at spotting and screening potential problems that people could have, potential illnesses, etc., etc. What we're going to have is, again, like a three-tier system. We will have the doctors at the top who will use AI, but the cool thing about these doctors is that it's the kind of doctor that really cares about your health, is really passionate about medicine, and really wants to help you. For some reason, it's this kind of people that really enjoys helping others. Then in the middle, in the future, we will have the option to just go to an AI doctor. It will be 100% AI. We will not be interacting with a human. And then the doctors that are going to disappear are obviously the bad doctors, which basically, I'm sure you've experienced this, like you go to the hospital and you get one of these horrible doctors that it seems that the only reason why they're there is to collect their paycheck. And you go into their office and it just feels like as soon as you step into the office, the only thing that they want is to get you out as soon as possible. They don't really ask you any questions. They just try to downplay any pain or any symptom that you have, and they just quickly make something up, and they're just like, oh yeah, it will be fine, just take these pills, whatever, right? And you can tell that they didn't even pay attention, they didn't try, and very often like they're giving you something that is not the right solution. So with AI, again, like these doctors will be wiped out, thank God. And then we will have a new level of minimum standard quality thanks to AI. And then on top of that, we will have amazing doctors, things that we cannot even imagine nowadays. Just like the guys that I described before with the knives, okay? These are the ones that will thrive and offer amazing services. And if I remember correctly, one of the things that Naval Ravikant mentioned in that famous podcast that he did with Joe Rogan is that when it comes to AI and the evolution of work throughout human civilization, is that at first, the people who were thriving the most were the ones that could produce the best physical labor, okay? Those were the guys that were thriving, the ones that could physically attain a lot of resources, maybe hunting, etc., whatever it is, right? But then civilization evolved, and what became really valued and the people who made the most money were the ones who presented very unique skills and also knowledge that other people maybe didn't have, or things that were more complex to understand, right? These can be things like investing or how to manage people, marketing, psychology, or skills when it comes to programming, whatever it is, okay? You can just look back over the last 100 years and all the people who've been at the top, the richest humans on earth, it's because of skills they had and knowledge that they possessed. But then what Naval argued in this podcast is that now with AI, skills are going to be widely available to most people, because now everyone will be able to easily code an app, a website, whatever it is, something complex, both on the front end, the back end, absolutely everything. And supposedly also knowledge will be widely available. So the thing that's going to make a big difference and what's going to determine who is at the top is taste. Because think about this, I'm sure that you have used some online software for whatever it is. Maybe it's a video editing software, maybe some app on your phone, whatever. And it has millions of downloads. They have millions of customers, but it's horrible, okay? Absolutely horrible. And you think to yourself, like, how is it possible that so many people use this trash and there's no competition? Well, a lot of times it's because they have like a mode, like it's very complex to get into that market, maybe building the software or the team or whatever, like the whole backend, the whole system. It would take a lot of work. And then just because of that, there's not that much competition. But you think to yourself like, man, it would be so easy to have a better UI, a better user experience. Like, why are they so bad at this? Well, what's going to happen is that with AI, People who realize these things are the ones who will start to thrive. People who have good taste, or another way to say it is good judgment, or even we could call it good decision making, because now everyone will be able to create apps, create teams, create music, like a lot of different things, movies, videos, whatever. So skill is no longer going to be a barrier to entry. Knowledge, same thing. So now it will all be about who has the best taste. Now you might think to yourself like, okay, but how do I develop good taste? Like, how do you actually do this? And there's many ways to do that, but one of them I think is when you have your heart at the right place. And that's why before I was mentioning so much, whether when I was talking about doctors or the guys who were making knives, that's why I was saying over and over again this thing about them caring about their craft, about really caring about the people they're serving. Because when that is your focus, it is easier to have good judgment, to make the right decisions. And consequentially, the more you do that, the better taste that you could possibly have. Because I think in big part, all of this is about having empathy for the customer. I think in the upcoming years, like having empathy, being authentic, being a genuine human being that cares about others is something that's going to become very sought after. It might be the thing that makes the biggest difference, but maybe that's a topic for a different video. So if you don't want to be replaced by AI, first of all, embrace it, obviously, as we were talking about before. Then learn about it, how to use it, and then how to apply it to your profession, regardless of whatever it is that you're doing. And in order to learn how to apply it, maybe you're not gonna find out that on the internet, okay? At first, you might have to figure that out yourself. So just go experiment with it. And then start to focus on these things that I was talking about, like have good judgment, good decision-making, good taste, and focus on the customer, care about the customer and the quality of your products and services, okay? Stop thinking like that's the thing, that's the problem with so many businesses nowadays, and the reason why they don't work or they're going bankrupt or whatever is like people, they're just thinking about themselves and how to collect money, and eventually like that's how free markets work. If you stop caring about the customer and you start producing bad products, people eventually they will stop buying. Like maybe you used to have good high quality products back in the day, so if you start producing bad products today, there is a lagging effect. People will still be buying, but eventually people are gonna stop. So really care about the customers, okay? There's this quote by Jeff Bezos that I really like, that he said, stop thinking so much about the competition, because the competition is not what makes us money, okay? It's all about the customer. The customers are the ones that are giving us money. So those are the ones that we have to have in our heads when we're thinking about how to improve our business. And look, here's the thing. If you're still not convinced about all of these things that I'm saying, or maybe you think like, okay, yes, maybe we will be able to collaborate with AI for maybe the next 5, 10, 15 years. But after 20 years, AI is gonna be so good that it's going to replace us all finally, you know, and all of these is going to be wiped out and it's only going to be AI. Then if that's what you believe, what is your suggestion? Honestly, because I think a lot of people, they're becoming helpless with AI. It could very well happen. Then in 20 years, all of us have been wiped out. But hey, at least give it a try, give it a shot. Like otherwise, what are you gonna do? Just sit home all day and then just wait until something happens? Like, come on. Sometimes I read these things online and I'm like, what the hell are even people thinking? So anyways, that's my 2 cents. I hope that you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you haven't already. Go watch some of my other videos. But for now, that's it. I'll see you very soon. Take care. Peace.